It's me, Mrs. Manata, here in the dandelions. Some people think these are pesky weeds, but I think they can turn into beautiful flowers, and we're going to create some artwork based on these dandelions. Have you seen them in your lawn? I bet if you do, your parents are very unhappy about them. But when you see them in a few weeks, they're going to turn into these beautiful, fluffy flowers. Look at all of those petals. They're so fluffy and so interesting. Look at them. We're going to draw those. Look at the lines. And then look at what happens at the end of them. There's even more lines. They look like little parachutes or feathers. They're amazing. And then what happens when the wind blows? They fly away and plant more dandelions. They really annoy some people. If you look closely at this drawing, you're going to see lots of lines. Take a look at how they drew that. They have some long lines for the stems, and those are bent, and then some long lines here with lots of little lines. They look like eyelashes almost, and then some medium lines. I'm going to teach you how to draw this. I'm going to show you once in this video, but don't worry. If you don't get it the first time, I'm going to show you again in class. Today, we're just going to do the drawing. Tomorrow, we're going to do some painting. So you can't see my whole paper, but I'm using the big paper, and we're going to draw 3 circles. One big one small one medium one. And I'm in the bottom of my corner. My video is sped up, and you're going to draw X's here, like a pizza. You're going to divide your circle up into X's. Look at my video camera. It is so shaky. And I'm making as many lines as I want to. And those are those long lines for my dandelion. And I'm trying to keep them so that they go right through that center and even. Then I'm going to draw those short lines. Look how shaky that is. I've got to move my camera off my table. That's just terrible. Next time I make a video, I will move my camera. And then I make a big dot. And on the short ones, I make dots on the ends. We're going to do this together in class. I wouldn't worry about it. And I'm not going to show you each. And then I make those fluffy things at the end. Now, I take my time. It looks like I'm going super fast. But one of the things is when you work with marker, you want to make sure that you are working like a thoughtful artist and that you take your time. You can see I go back and I make those fluffies a little bit bigger and a little bit fluffier because I really want to make sure that my dandelion looks like what it's supposed to look like. And I'm working like a thoughtful artist. So I go around each and every one. Now I cut this video up a little bit. You're not going to see me make that last flower, although I do. Then I draw a line out. I noticed that dandelions have curved stems and they're not thin. They're kind of thick. So I have to turn my paper in order to color that in. And I make sure I color it in nice and thick. Now, if you notice, it gets thinner at the bottom, but I fix that. I don't leave it just thin at the bottom. I make sure I color that in all the way down to the bottom. And I make it go inside. There's my first dandelion. And then there's some things I want to fix. I want to put some more fluffies in there. So I go back and I put some more fluffies in there because I see some empty spaces that I want to fix. I want my dandelion to look as poofy as it possibly can. Then I draw another circle, and this one I am not so neat on, I noticed. because I wanted some lines to be longer than others, some lines to be shorter. And look, oops, I double line that. So I make a big circle in the middle to cover that up. And I did it again. Like my eyes were just not working right. But I don't stop and start over. I just keep going, right? Because I don't want to start over. That would take too much time. I just work like an artist and I just keep going. So I make more flowers, I make more lines. And in the end, it really doesn't matter because nature isn't perfect either, right? Some of the flowers will look a little bit different. And I just want my flower to look poofy. And I actually think that this flower turned out better than my first flower, even though my table is shaking terribly because I have my camera attached to my table. And I like how this flower actually turned out better. So, and then tomorrow and then I have to make some that are floating away. I have to make some that are in the wind. So I make just little stems that are floating in the wind. And then tomorrow I'm going to show you how we're going to paint them and do something magical because there's nothing better than magic in art.